Hello, we are two brothers from Atlantis. We are Horace and Orook.
Thank you very much for coming. We really appreciate it. We feel honored to have you come.
Thank you. Well, we are not really anything particularly special, but we are ancient and sometimes age counts for something, they say.
I hope so.
Yes, and we are pleased to make your acquaintance.
Oh, thank you very much. We're very happy to have you come through us. We enjoy this immensely.
Yes, we were brothers in one of our incarnations in Atlantis. And since that time, we have both been very close. And we continue to travel together in all of our endeavors. In other words, we reincarnate together in various roles. But we think of one another as, we always think of ourselves as brothers. Too bad that neither of you ever had a brother.
Well, we'll take you guys on.
Okay. Well, you might want to wait to see if you like us first.
It's probably even better if we don't. The more we can learn about ourselves. So I would assume that you guys are in between incarnations.
Yes, you might call us floaters.
Floating between dimensions.
Yes, or perhaps like cosmic vagabonds. We sort of do what we please. We're not in an incarnation of any sort at this time. We are just souls in the ether. Yes, we appreciate the freedom. We like it. Sometimes the birth, life, death cycle can get a bit worn or trite when you've done it many times. We were smithies together in our Atlantean incarnation. If you know that word, we worked with iron and fire and sledgehammers, shaping metal. Firing and shaping metal like an old fashioned blacksmith would do.
Seems like you had machines to do that back then.
In Atlantis, no.
So I guess you guys were very muscular then.
Yes, and just simple-minded and, as you would say, just your average Joe.
Congratulations. That's a good way to be.
Well, the rest is pretty much nonsense, or it doesn't really add up to that much, we would say. You know, from our perspective, things come and go, and kingdoms and societal structures and people and ideas, they come and go. Humans think that the story they tell themselves about their life is seemingly so important to them. They don't have a lot of perspective. Well, we would say most of you don't have much perspective. And when you've been around as long as we have, you realize that there's very little that's really that very important, you see.
Yes. And what we do as humans is, being who we are is not good enough, so we want to go do our genes so that we can find out that our great-great-great-great-grandfather was a king or this or that.
Yeah, that's a hogwash.
Yeah, exactly. Like that means anything in this life.
Well, and this past life stuff, a lot of that is the same, just wanting to add something to the personality or the ego to it's just like it's similar to a woman that she has on one bracelet, but she adds on a second or a third or a fourth, because somehow, more than one seems better for some reason. It's kind of like that.
Yes.
So, we're showing up here, and I don't really know why we're here. It's just something to do.
Good. Doesn't need to be a reason. We enjoy having you.
Yeah. Well, so some people that might think really make something of it, but it's not that much, really. Well, this sort of thing happens all the time. Beings like us, we're around all the time. People, beings like yourself, humans, we don't see us. So they think that, you think that because you can't see a thing, it's not real.
Yes.
But, there's beings like us hanging around all the time and influencing different things just by, doing what we do.
Yes, I think our science has actually proven that we only see like maybe 1% of what's actually there.
Yeah.
Is there a favorite place you like to hang out?
Here on Earth?
Oh, anywhere.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, here on Earth would be
Well, we kind of... We like to... We like to see various formations on the Earth from Mother Earth. There are certain things that, we just think that what Mother Earth, she kind of shows off, or the old things like, those geysers at Yellowstone, things like that. We like to go see those sorts of things. Or the Grand Canyon, and
yes,
we don't really hang out with people much, but we travel together as brothers and just go see what we want to see. We like, we do different things here and there in the ether, but mostly we like to avoid all the different species and humans and just enjoy the sights. I don't know really, we don't really know what to share with you, but we say we're sort of like, the vessel has this song in her head about be a simple kind of man. Yeah, that's kind of how we are. I know you're both on this, we know you're on this track of doing all this spiritual work, and that's cool. We understand that, But there are very simple people who live very simple lives and are very, the kids say basic, and it's like an insult, but there's a lot to be said for just working and enjoying the land and the features of Mother Earth, and just being a simple person.
Yes.
Simple-minded and not necessarily so spiritually minded. We think of that as being spiritual.
Chopping wood and carrying water.
Yeah.
Well, I love your voice.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Yeah, I love it. It's great. It's very soothing and peaceful.
well, we don't talk a lot, and the two of us have been together for so long. We don't really need to talk.
Yeah.
If we ever incarnated again around here, we'd probably live in a really remote place by ourselves, maybe the two of us. You know, kind of off-grid, as the kids say.
Well, we have a nice house on top of a mountain. You can go hang out there. We're only there on the weekends.
Yeah, thank you. We might do that. That sounds good.
It has a really amazing view out on the deck.
Yes. We can see that through the mind's eye of the vessel. Well, we know your wife is hosting different beings, and we just thought we would stop by, and I'm not sure if we really have anything much to offer, but we were just interested in checking in, that's all. Seeing what's going on.
This was just as enjoyable as anybody coming through. This is really perfect. Thank you very much. Brings us back down to earth a little bit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're happy to do that.
If you do get the bug to talk, you know where we are.
Okay, well, yeah, we don't have much to add now, but we'll see. Maybe we'll be back around, and who knows, maybe we'll just hang out, or maybe we'll have something to offer. We'll see.
Yes, you do have something to offer, and we appreciate it. And thank you very much for coming, and you're always welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome. Judy here, so we will share a few little updates.
Please.
You've had a busy couple of days, the two of you, and the vessel has been waking up in the mornings in a very receptive state, and we've been sharing some insights and information for her. And so some of the insights we shared came in response to a question from Jen. Her question was, well, it was just beginning a conversation. The conversation actually begun by Sounds True, and Sounds True wants to know, as any good business would want to know, in the space that an author would reside, what is it that makes them unique or different? So, in other words, in the space of ones such as Neil Donald Walsh and Conversations with God, and Abraham Hicks and their books, and Cryon and his books, and so on, in that space, why would someone, a company like Sounds True, want to add another channeler in that space? What is it that is unique and different they have to offer? Your vessel, your wife has to offer. And so that question had been presented, and so we showed her in the morning, in this receptive state, as she was awakening, what it is that we have to offer that is different. For this is important to allowing the work that we have to do to settle into its appropriate space and have the impact that we desire. So here is what we've shared with her. You may think of us, this is how we are different from other channels and channeling relationships. You and your wife, you have prepared a space for, we will call it a party. You, dear one, have prepared the physical space and all the physical, financial, secure structures that need to be in place for this party. We are talking about a cosmic party here. Your wife is providing the psychic space for the party, you see. Are you with me so far?
Yes.
And you and your wife, quite wisely, as you begin to know us and welcome us, Judah, you decided that it would be wise to, rather than your hosting the whole affair, to just give me the key to the house and let me host the affair for you. So you are providing the spaces, the sacred spaces, your home, your heart, your property, your psychic space, your time, your energy. You are providing all of that and handing over the key to me to just host the party, to take over and host the party. And this is what we have to offer that is different from others in this space. So we are the host from this plane of the fifth dimension. And as you know, we travel interdimensionally wherever we please, but reside primarily in the fifth dimension in order to facilitate the work that is happening, and because our fifth dimensional self is your wife, her enlightened self and her oversoul, and the home from whence she came. And so we're the host, and we're going to throw a party here. And this is what we have to offer that is different from Abraham and others. And we love and revere their work, and Cryon and so on. We are their fans and their supporters, you see. But what we do is different. We are the host. We are inviting all the cosmic guests. We have a VIP list, and we vet these guests, you see. And we know who we want to come and why. And we invite them because they have something specific to contribute to the gathering. And as this party gets underway, we will be doing what good hosts do, and that is making introductions. You know, a really good host has an intuitive and uncanny way of helping people to feel welcome, and then introducing to parties, to persons at a party that they happen to know could be of benefit to one another in some way, you see. And so this is what a good host does, and they do it very intuitively, just like Liz did when she introduced Jen to you and your wife, you see.
Yes.
We are operating in a supernatural way here. We know who needs to meet who and for what reason. And we also see the whole elephant and know the potentials for the meetings of various persons and beings, you see.
Yes, not only do I see, but I already knew the first half of that, and that's what I've been telling people, that the reason this is different is because of the different people you have coming through where people like Cryon and Bashar, who I like, and Abraham, but they only channel one person. And so that's one of the things I tell people. That's one of the things that's different about you, about Angie.
Yes.
And so I've already realized that
Yes.
first part.
So on Tuesday morning, as the vessel lay in bed, we began to unfold this analogy for her. And she was able to give it to Jen in their meeting that morning in a channeled version. And so here's the analogy for you, and it makes it very simple to explain why Judah, us, we, are different from other entities being channeled in the earth today.
Okay.
So we are Judah, we are hosting an intergalactic party. But we are very wise and crafty, and we have hand-selected the guest lists, and we have very specific intents for every person or being coming. And we know why we want them there and to whom we want them to connect at this party, you see. And so in this party, as parties go, there is potential for many people to meet and become friends. Not just people, but angels and ETs and races and species from all over the galaxy, you see. And so some persons are going to come and meet their spirit guide, and others are going to meet their past life self, and others are going to come into working relationships with various groups such as the Arcturians or the Pleiadians and so on. And all of this is just going to happen very effortlessly and naturally, just like it does at a conversation at a great party, you see. So we are here to produce the guest list, vet the guests, and welcome them in, and facilitate the conversations and the connections. And so many, many beings will come and go, and many humans will come and go. And throughout this party will go on for many, many years, but we are hosting, above all things, our guest of honor is a source energy, and may he make a guest appearance at will. And all you have to do, my dears, is just show up and enjoy the party. And we will employ various beings on and off world that are needed for facilitating this party. And let them come. And so it will be much like those VIP after parties after the Oscars or the Grammys or the Tonys, where the A-listers of the cosmos show up. And who knows, who might take the mic at these after parties, you see. Just like Elton or Prince or someone like that might take the mic or show up for one of these after parties. Well, you know, we don't care about any of those. Well, we do love and appreciate them as human souls and their gifts, but we don't care about all the structures of Hollywood and so on. So we would love to simply unseat those structures and replace them with this beautiful cosmic party. You see, we want to do a cultural rewrite here. Your wife sees this ever so clearly. We hope you can catch a vision for it as well. Here is a potential. See if you can grasp this potential. There is a potential on Earth for humans to no longer buy copies of the National Enquirer or be voyeurs into the life of Hollywood stars. And instead, they will be more consumed and obsessed with and intuitively connected to cosmic beings like ourselves, like Abraham, like the Syrians, like the Arcturians, like Delphine, like Bella, you see. This is a potential for humanity, because disclosure, as you know, it is past due. The expiration date is past due for disclosure. And so this sort of shift that we're talking about, where the focus and intention is taken off Hollywood and those kinds of stars, and the attention can shift to cosmic beings that have real wisdom and authentic soul power and light emanation to give. So taking the focus off of human stars and onto the stars in the night sky. And this can happen through a shift in culture.
Sounds great to me. I'm all in.
Good.
Can I repeat some of that?
Certainly. And the primary reason why we shared this with your wife is because we want this analogy to be widely disseminated in order to explain our purpose. Because yes, it is different from other channels. And there are reasons why we are asking the two of you to do this work at this time. There are many other valid channelers in this space, and they have tremendous gifts to offer and beautiful messages that are powerful and helpful to humanity. But we need your assistance, because what we are doing is different, and this is how and this is why.
Well, thank you for letting us be a part of this.
Yes, now imagine this again. One more thing to imagine. Imagine that a young person, like Amos or Joe or Shekinah or one of these young people, imagine that the culture shifts and these young ones care more about their friendship and communication and connection with beings such as ourselves than they do with actors and actresses on the television screen. Can you imagine a world in which that could be a reality?
I can, because I got a glimpse of it thanks to Bhagwan. At the commune, that's the way it was.
Yes. And you see now, if we want to achieve this same thing, that this same glory that you experienced in the ashram, for these young ones in this generation, it will happen through the devices in their palms of their hands. You see.
Yes.
So let's just inhabit that space. Rather than fearing it or deterring it or giving into it in resignation, how about we inhabit it? and take it over with light emanation. Okay, any questions about anything from tonight?
There's a couple things I'd like to say. One is, I really enjoyed the brothers.
Yes.
They were great.
Well, we thought they might be a little bit rounding for some of the highfalutin people coming around in this party.
But boy, they were great. Their voices, it was amazing. So one of the things that bothers me about Sounds True is, or one of the things, doesn't bother me, but one of the things I don't quite get is, can there be enough? Can there be too many books about spirituality? Can there be too many books about this? Who cares if it's similar? Now I understand now what you're saying, and that should do the trick. But it just drives me crazy that they would actually be concerned about it being different or something. It seems like to me, the more books out there about that, the better. But anyway.
Well, they are not saying this to be exclusionary, but they're saying it in order that they might have a definitive way in order to present the author. And you see, It was a good question because now the question is answered. And so when they are presenting your wife as a new author, and they are strategizing as how to present her in the space, if they said Angie Hipple Channeler, well, that means nothing to anyone.
Right.
They need this specific strategy in order for the writing to be a success. And let me tell you another reason behind this analogy and this metaphor of the party. Because the other very specific vision that we are unfolding for your wife, and she has it in hand, she understands it, she gets it, is this. The New Age realm and the realm of enlightened souls and people on a spiritual path has been deeply segregated into Christian and New Age. And they both have religious trappings, and they're both very separate. And this separateness is not serving humanity's evolution. And so your wife has been very emphatic with Jen that the book is not to, and the material that we are giving is not to be pigeonholed in the New Age segment. Been there, done that, you see. Everybody's been there and done that. Nobody needs another crystal or another book on spirituality. What is needed is for what we are doing and saying to be packaged in a culturally relevant way so that people who are not Christians or not New Age, people who are nothing and nobody and just people, normal people, can grab hold of what is being said here, you see.
Yes, I do.
I mean, enlightenment is for those who need light. It is not for people that already have it. You see. And so your wife has a very clear vision that it is important to use the culture and vocabulary of the secular society that is not pigeonholed or restricted to the New Age community in order to reach people. Just people. And so New Age verbiage is not going to do that trick, you see.
Yes, I kind of thought that the New Age stuff had died off. I don't really pay too much attention to it.
And Sounds True is also attempting to make this sort of transition and doing well in it, in that space.
Oh, good.
Okay, more questions about this?
No questions. No, I can't think of any. I would have hoped that, like what happened to me some was, if the book was out there, people would be gravitating to it. Now I understand, I believe that wholeheartedly, but I understand where that would take much, much, much longer than if we got the message out. So yes, I get that.
Yes, well...
Because we are on the fast track.
Yes.
We are going to go big.
Yes.
But we can still keep our home, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You can keep them both.
All right. Okay, let's make it
And you
happen.
can upgrade them and improve them if you'd like. There's going to be plenty of money coming.
Well,
and how about this? How about if we just shift the money away from Hollywood stars, that not all of them, we certainly would not put them all in one category, but let's shift the money away from people who don't care about enlightenment towards those who do. Why not?
yes. And what I see for the money, what I see in my thought and mind's eye is not fixing up any houses, although that's not a bad idea. If we need something, sure. But to use that money to hire some of these people to create a group of people who are wholeheartedly into this movement. You know, Amos, Liz, Jen, and then any other people who come along, and be able to hire them and pay them well.
Yes.
That's what I see the money for.
Yes, and you and your wife are in agreement about that. Okay, that's enough for tonight.
Thank you.
Enjoy your dinner.
I really like what you said. I really like that idea. It's really amazing that you guys are working on that. And we're really happy to be part of it.
Good.